God, please. Please let her live. God, please. Oh, Francis. Oh my God, baby. Shit.
In today's episode of Soppy Bollocks, you have Gregory Taylor. He met Frances Cooley from the app Plenty of Fish. They were both in this car and she ends up dead. He's gonna explain what happened. I haven't shown you the crime scene photos from this story before, so they'll be displayed throughout.
You're originally from up there?
Yes, sir.
How long you been down here?
About 8 months.
8 months? What brought you down here?
Trying to get clean from heroin.
Heroin?
Yes, sir.
How long you been doing that?
I was in a motorcycle wreck about 10 years ago. Well, times, I'm not really good with time, so we're going to have an issue with that, I'm sure.
No problem. We'll work through it.
But within the last 15 years, I was in a motorcycle accident, and I was also injured at work relatively about the same time. Back injuries got me on pain pills.
Once the pill mill shut down, heroin a little bit cheaper than
cheaper, lasts longer. It's led me to 9 overdoses, 15 rehab attempts, and finally this.
You high right now?
I was earlier, yes, sir.
Okay. Heroin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you do it? Inject it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got any needles or anything on you?
No, sir. And I've been searched a couple of times. This is my new injection points, which explains where my...
Okay. Tell me what happened now.
Tell you what, I'll make an on the table deal with you. Is Frances still alive at this point?
Yes.
I shot her.
What happened?
And I would like, is that deputy that brought me in here, is he still here?
Yeah, he's still here.
Just as a respect thing, I lied to him face to face, and I'd like him to be in here to hear this, if that is possible.
It's up to you. If you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it, and he can come in here and sit. And
Oh my God. I would just like to
apologize
to him.
Yeah.
how do you know Frances?
We met on Plenty of Fish 4 months ago, before Thanksgiving. And I was living in Wilmer, Alabama, just on the other side of Mobile. We hit it off online, but as I worked in Spanish Fort. I lived in Wilmer. She was about the same distance, the opposite direction from my job as I was.
Where were you working?
In Spanish Fort at a lumber mill.
Okay.
Things were going great. I was actually clean, probably first time on my own for a really long time. And I had about 4 months clean time. And I felt confident that I could offer something to a female again. And I didn't have anywhere really to go for Thanksgiving. And she invited me to go with her family for Thanksgiving. And I went. We spent the weekend together. It was amazing.
Just hit it off pretty good.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
I asked that you be in here. I'm sorry. I lied to you. I was the one who shot her.
Well, I appreciate you standing up about it.
There ain't nothing standing up about me right now, dude. I just, man to man, I'm.
Well, I appreciate that.
Sorry, dude. Question again, sir.
So y'all hit it off pretty good over the holidays, and
amazing
relationship went on from there.
Yes, sir.
How would you characterize the relationship here lately?
I mean, it's in the last 3 weeks, it spun out
Okay.
because
Does
of
she
my
get high?
addiction. Yes,
Okay.
she does not get high.
See that?
No, sir.
Okay.
But she was completely, and that was one of the things that was amazing about Frances is she accepted me.
Stuck with you?
Absolutely. She wasn't judgmental. She was naive when it came to addiction. She was just amazing. There were things about her that we connected just in ways that I've never connected with another human.
Sure. Tell me about tonight.
What's been going on? Oh, I moved into her house about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the middle of moving right down the road to a smaller property that she owned. About 2 weeks ago, basically what's been going on is I've been now in all of this. I don't want nobody else had anything to do with this. Any drug dealers or anything, that's off the table. That's not, I'm not trying to, I had a relationship with somebody that they knew that we had money. They were willing to do credit. I couldn't really, I didn't know anybody else to get. Heroin's dangerous. I've overdosed several times.
So you get it on credit.
I can get it on credit.
They start coming, wanting to be paid.
Right.
And then
that's where
kind of spiraled out of control at that point. Relationship.
She would never let me get over $800. That's a lot of damn money. Over and over and over. And
how much dope you do a day?
About 1.5 grams, 2 grams.
How much is that?
Money wise?
Yeah.
Not very. $250.
$250
a day.
It's expensive.
At first it was, she didn't care. She gambled. She'll throw $1,000.
What's she do for a living?
She's a realtor.
Realtor?
Yes, sir.
BR Horton?
That's exactly right.
Okay. So she worked today, right?
Yes.
Okay. She gets off at around 4:30, 4 o'clock?
Off early, yes, sir.
Okay. Did you pick her up in the Jeep?
I'd had the Jeep earlier, and I came to her work and sat with her the last hour or so, and we talked about it because
she had a model home?
That's right.
Okay. So you came and picked her up, and then what happened?
Well, I came and sat with her for about an hour, and while we were there alone, it's been about a week and a half now that I've got to go home. But we didn't want to split up. Neither one of us wanted it to be over, but I didn't want to leave, and she didn't want me to leave. But with the kids and everything, it was just you can't go on the way we were going without. It's gotta,
Sure.
It's gotta end. And I got into my usual debt, and she refused to pay it, and which was not the reason for this. Actually, I had planned on I was afraid for her, and that's how this started today.
Okay.
Today was my deadline. I had to pay.
Up.
And they knew where she worked. They knew where she lived. And we got into a disagreement this morning because she didn't assume. I was going to sell some gift cards that we had, and in the little collection of gift cards that we had, I didn't realize that there were some gift cards that belonged to her daughter. And I know that right now my moral compass, which is pretty much twisted all to hell, I still wasn't going to steal from her daughter.
Okay.
And I was trying to fix this. I've been sober for about 3 days, using Suboxone. And so I came back to the model home, and we weren't fighting. We weren't fighting at all. We were trying to come up with where I was going to go. And I was worried, if I'm going to leave, then what's going to happen to you because of my drug dealer. Okay. And she just didn't care. She just didn't care. And I did. Because where I come from, people don't play. Over $100, no kidding. And tonight, we went and did what she needed to do with the kids for the night. So it was just her and I. We had agreed that I was going to leave tomorrow by bus. By the way, I'm a convicted felon. I have a firearm and she has a firearm. We finished what we needed to do with the kids, and what I was going to do was get her card and get the money out that I needed to at least feel safe that he wasn't going to hurt her, or come looking for her. We're in the Jeep. We're driving. I'm driving. We had argued. She said, I know what you're going to do. Just do it. And I said, what my plan was for her to just say that I'd robbed her and or I stole from her. Mm-hmm. That way she'd have her money back through restitution. I would be incarcerated and she wouldn't have to worry about me anymore. And I knew she was safe. And that seemed to be the best plan. And unbelievable. And I unloaded her gun. She had it on the floorboard of the Jeep. She had smacked me in the head at one time. It was starting to escalate. I grabbed my pistol to unload it. I shot her.
How many times did you shoot her?
4 times.
4 times? Was it out of anger?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't mad. I don't know. That's what I
mean, obviously,
I've never, you can look at my record, I've never hurt anybody. I would, and I am fucking for real crazy about Frances.
I mean, where'd you shoot her at?
In the chest.
In the chest? Okay, were y'all driving down the road or what? Just driving down the road and you shot her?
She was trying to jump out and I had the clip out of my pistol and I pushed it back in. I pushed it back in and she wasn't scared of me. She told me she knew I wouldn't hurt her.
Right.
And I don't know why.
Okay, so she was going to get out of the
She was trying to jump out while we were riding down the road.
Okay.
And the reason being,
unloading the gun and then you loaded it back?
Well, I was trying to pull the clip out. It's an automatic. She has a revolver.
Sure.
I told her I'd give her bullets back. I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
And I was going to give her bullets back.
So the gun was unloaded at that time?
Her revolver. Now
yours was
my
ready.
automatic was ready. and I didn't realize that it was, I don't know.
What kind
Sir,
of gun do you have?
it's a 9mm off-brand. Something.
Semi-automatic.
Yes, sir.
And then she had a revolver.
Yes, sir.
You know what kind of revolver it
She
was?
has a Smith & Wesson. It's in her Jeep.
Okay.
Both of them are.
Where's the bullets in for hers?
I put them in my right pocket of my leather jacket.
Okay, so you have the bullets in your jacket.
Yes, sir.
Where's your jacket at now?
In the back of the Jeep,
Okay.
I believe.
So after you shot her, what happened?
I freaked out, and she said, "Dallas, just let me die, just let me die." And I said, "No, oh my God, Francis, I'm sorry." And she was so calm, and I was panicking. And she said, "I knew that my mouth was going to get me murdered." And she was so calm. I know what happened the first time I shot her. God, it sounds horrible. Fucking, I wish you'd shoot me right now. The first time I shot her, she was really calm, and she said, "Just kill me." She kept telling me she was going to jump out the Jeep to kill herself. We weren't fighting. Like it wasn't it wasn't a fight. She was trying to jump out of the Jeep to hurt herself, is what she was saying. And I had started out trying this whole night just to be able to leave and have the peace of mind that she would be protected. And now I've fucking shot her.
Okay. So you shot her the first time, and she
And-
said, "Just kill me."
Just kill me. Just kill me. I don't want
Then what happened?
I shot her. I don't know. I know that I shot her 4 times.
Okay.
I know that
Do you remember where you were at in town when you shot her?
on Olive Road,
On Olive?
I'm pretty sure, and I'm not from here. I've not been here long.
Okay.
But we were going down Olive Road. Is
And you knew the hospital was right there?
She told me I was going the wrong way. I spun around. I came back, went into the hospital, went to the back. We went into the emergency. I jumped that. Well, actually, I missed the emergency and backed up and went up. I jumped out of the Jeep and I ran inside. I said, "I need somebody to help us." I grabbed a wheelchair. I come outside. She said, "Don't touch me. Don't touch me. It hurts." And she told me the whole time we were pulling in the parking lot, "I love you, Dallas. I forgive you." I knew that my mouth was going to get me murdered.
Okay. What'd you tell the people at the hospital?
I told them that somebody had tried to rob us,
Okay.
and that I think that's pretty much it. When
Okay.
the gentleman was able to get her into the wheelchair,
Okay. When you shot her, did she tell you to turn around and take her to the hospital?
she said, "Kill her." She said, "Kill me."
Well, what made her tell you to turn
I
around?
said, "No, we're going." I knew that we had just passed the hospital. It just clicked. I spun around and, I somehow went to, there was something, when we came back out on the Olive Road, she said, "You're going the wrong way." So I whipped it on Olive Road and came back up to the light that I think is Davis.
Yeah.
And I took a left, went into the emergency room, went to go one way, and all of the hospital was on my right. So I started to go left, and then I went right. She said, "You're going the wrong way again." I went through there were 2 places on the right. It seems like I went down a little hill, went to the right, and she said, "It's right there on the right." I passed it, pulled over on the right, backed up, came up under the thing, ran inside, when they got her in the wheelchair, I said, I'm moving the Jeep, and I hauled ass.
Okay. Where'd you go from there?
Called people, trying to see if somebody could go to the hospital.
Who'd you call?
I called my best friend is also my ex. Her name's Jo. I called her. I told her what happened. The next thing I know, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, down some highway. She and I go to Atmore to gamble sometime. And I saw a sign for Atmore. I kept telling her, and I kept telling the other girl that I called. I don't have very many male friends. I called Jo, I called Megan, and asked them what I should do, how I should go about turning myself in. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why? How in the hell did I don't even think Jo thinks I'm serious. I don't think she believes that. I told Megan to record our conversation, to give to y'all.
Wow.
How
much money you owe the dope dealer?
$800 to $1,000.
Okay.
It was supposed to be $1,000, but we had a disagreement about it, and we settled on 800.
All right. You take any of her money after you dropped her off at the hospital?
I used the money that was in her wallet,
How much
which
was it?
I already had that. She had already given that to me.
How much was it?
$200.
Did you go to your drug dealer then?
Yeah.
You bought heroin
I
or paid your debt?
I put it towards my debt, and of course I couldn't get anything. It still leaves me $600 in debt.
How'd you get high earlier today?
I always keep my rinses. I save them up. Rinse is okay. If you do a shot, you pull it up in your spoon. You get it into your needle from your spoon, and then I save the residue from that and let it build up. And after about 4 or 5 times of,
Get off it.
and then you can.
What'd you do with the Jeep afterward?
I thought I could have swore I was on Olive. I really did. But I guess I was on Airport. I pulled into some parking lot. It just hit me. Everything pretty much hit me. I left the Jeep there and ran up the road, and I planned on just saying that we were robbed, because that's what I was telling the guy at the hospital that was helping her out, and she was saying the same thing. And I can't.
You leave your gun in the Jeep?
They're both in the Jeep. And that's the most irresponsible thing this whole thing.
What'd you do with the keys? You got them?
They might be in my left pocket. I'm not really sure. I believe that I left the ignition key in it.
Okay.
In the ignition. I've lost my fucking mind, man.
Dope. I mean, that makes you do crazy stuff, but I mean, at
This
some
is
point,
no
you
excuse,
gotta,
man.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
What is she looking like?
I don't know at this point. They moved her to another hospital. So just let me go back and see if I understand the story right.
Yes, sir.
You and her have been together. You got back on dope.
Yes, sir.
Ran up a drug debt. Things went a little sideways with you and her. You were getting ready to leave and go on a bus here in the next day or so, back out of town, just because of the family dynamics with her and her child. Tonight, or this afternoon, you came, drove the Jeep over there, hung out with her at her job. Okay. Y'all talked a little bit, talked about the drug debt and that kind of stuff. Y'all left, rode around, you did stuff with the kids.
We shared a couple errands. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We weren't ever with the kids tonight.
Then y'all left at some point afterward together in the Jeep.
Yes.
Okay. Riding around, I guess, wasn't really talking. You came up with a plan. Basically, you were going to say that you robbed her by taking her money so she had an out.
Right.
You were going to take the money, pay off your drug debt. So I guess the dope dealers would come after her.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And at some point, it escalated to the point of where she was going to jump out of the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Were doing something with the gun. You said you were taking the magazine out and then you put it back in. You shot her once and then she said, just go ahead and kill me. Yeah. And then you shot her 3 more times.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you ended up taking her to the hospital and dropping her off. Yeah. Told the people at the hospital that you've been robbed. And you got back in the van or in the Jeep and took off.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, at some point in time, I had dropped the Jeep off and grabbed my van, and which isn't my van anymore. I just happen to have a key to it. And it was while I was in my van that I realized what the fuck. And I turned around and came back and dropped the van off, picked up the Jeep, and that's
Where was the van at?
Over
Milton?
No, sir. It was
Over here?
over off of Olive.
Okay. Dope dealer's house?
It was at a friend of mine's house.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about this that you think I should know that I haven't asked you?
Not to be dishonest. No, sir. No, if any, like right then, the van, if something comes to me, I'll tell you.
That's fine.
I'm not, I
Seems like
want
you've been
the
pretty
truth
honest
to
up
be,
front. And, I mean, you set the responsibility for it. You didn't try to come in here and say that you were robbed when you weren't.
I'm really sorry for lying to you, man.
All right, Dallas. We'll be back with you. You need anything?
I'd like maybe a little bit of water.
I'll bring
and
some water.
to use the restroom. God, please. Please let her live. God, please. Oh, God. Francis, I'm so sorry. Oh, Francis. Oh my God, baby. Shit. Oh my God. Francis. I know that you have the power to have us all. God, I am
You all right, man? You just standing up, getting your breath for a second.
Yeah, I really got to urinate.
Okay.
If that's
Yeah, that's no problem. All this stuff right
that
here.
was all the stuff.
That's all the stuff that is in your pocket.
Yes, sir.
Is that the key to the Jeep?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And these are your keys?
No, those are all. I took this key off.
Okay, you took that key off that key.
Those are all hers.
Okay. All right. Let me go see who all's over here, and we'll try and get you over to the bathroom. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have any word?
What's that, man?
I'm Francis.
How she's doing? I didn't know up there.
When I take that handcuff
Yes, sir.
off that ring, I want you to put both palms together like this. Okay.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
One thing I know is she's still in surgery.
Like that.
Just ease up from me.
Yes, sir. I'm just
don't be so tense.
okay. I'm just trying to.
I know. Just ease up.
Thank you so much.
Come on.
Well, folks, there you have it. One thing I'll say about Gregory, no fanning about, no messing around, he just told the truth. He certainly seems remorseful. Does not justify his actions, but you can see he's sorry. Either way, the judge sentenced him to life in prison. Soppy bollocks, indeed. Comment, tell me what you think.